ecological issues. They affect us all. And so, tonight on Second Nature, we'll be recycling some old nature footage.
Okay, since I mangled the first video and it ended up in the shorts where I didn't want it, let's try this again. Alright, since I am not going to the historical stuff, the gods brought the historical stuff to me. We have Blue Star Memorial Highway, tribute to the armed forces that defended the United States of America, of which I am a part. Sponsored by Garden Clubs of District 4 in cooperation with Garden Club Federation of Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. Okay, so actual historical site. I had it over on the shorts, but it ended up upside down or something. I don't know what the heck's going on. Some of these end up in the shorts, I guess, when I don't do them right or whatever. But let's try this one and see if this one works on the regular video, because I want to put it on regular video, not necessarily a short. But yeah, here's a historical, you know, you guys wanted something historical, well, here you go. There's something historical right there. Alright, that's going to do it. See you, bye.
Folks, are you receiving me? Can you hear me? Here we are Monday night, and wow, what a weekend. Folks, I know most of you already know, and you've already seen the shenanigans that's been going on since Friday. And everybody and their brother has covered it. But we got to do it. We got to take a look. Now, we're going to be taking a look at the condensed versions, thanks again to Fat Photog and Nats in the Pizza. But, man, we got allegations of physical abuse. We got someone running, leaving the state fearing for their life. We got, you know, J-Dubs in a drunken stupor, basically begging Vervon to come out too, maybe. I mean, it all started with a double-docked rubber pussy, folks. And was J-Dub's plan to sex traffic Vaughn? We don't know. But we're going to investigate some of that. Of course, Vaughn came on for an interview of sorts on a channel. I don't know, someone's got the link. I don't have the link on me. I think, what was it, Slayer Chaos 6 something? I can never remember the username. But I think it was over on their channel. So you want to check that out, because then a drunk J-Dubs comes on. Again, we're just going to see a condensed version, thanks to Nats and Photog, of this stuff. Because there's so much, folks, there's so much. Like, it just, some has to get left on the cutting room floor. You know, what can you do? What can you do with it? And of course, I guess J-Dubs went on the Geek Room. So you'll probably want, if someone's got a link to that, share it. I haven't got to see that yet. And I mean, it's J-Dubs if you want to watch J-Dubs. But I guess there's some nuggets. There's some nuggets in it. That's what I've heard anyway. So if you want to go over and check out the Geek Room. But yeah, folks, we're going to get to it. And Vaughn is on the road. He's just driving till the money's no more. And that's his plan. So I'm sure that's going to work out great. I'm sure it's going to work out great, folks. Yeah, but he's claiming that J-Dubs, you know, wanted to wring his neck, put his fucking hands on him, punched him. He's convinced. And one thing they both have in common, they're blaming the trolls. It's all the trolls' fault. We put it in John's head to kill Vonhelton. And we've also put it in Vaughn's head that John wants to kill Vonhelton. It just, you know, it's, you know, again, folks, I've been manipulating all the events in Vonhelton's life since 1978. So, you know, yeah, but he's on the road. He is pulling an Incredible Hulk, hopping town to town. He's going to find his spot. This guy just, we were talking about this earlier, just no life preservation skills, like no foresight of, like, I might die. I just might not eat. And, I mean, he's just going to get, like, his next half tank of gas and just turn his car to the desert and just drive and just, well, I'm going to die. I might as well just open the fucking car door and let the coyotes get at me. I'm out of gas. That's it. All out of ideas. Yeah, the littlest hobo. Yeah, he's just the littlest hobo. Got to keep moving on. But that's the game plan with Vonhelton, and I'm sure he'll stream it. He is giving us little tidbits. He's now changed the name of his channel to Mayor McCheese or some fucking shit. So we're going to check that. There's Fat Photog. Yes, I am exploiting content on your channel. Fat Photog, I'm blatantly stealing it. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna sit through it. Should be here about a little over an hour. We've got to condense. Again, this stuff goes on for hours, folks. If you want to see every tot and tittle, you know, go on over and check out those live streams that I mentioned, and you can see it in all its glory. But we're just gonna have some fun with it. Now, just before we get into it, there's something I got to bring up, and I hate doing this, especially in my videos. And I've tried to bring this up in the community recently, and some people just aren't catching the hint. So I've got to address it. And I'm going to start with a little bit of a history lesson, folks, for some of you who may not have been around. Just a sec, I got a chamber around here, folks. Listen to this. Listen. Oh, yeah, you hear that? Well, it wasn't a can, so it wasn't really it sounded more like a Vonhelton fart than a chambering around. But it is a Canada Dry. And if you know, you know. Well, I'm going to have a little sippy here. There we go. Thank you, Lusty, for sharing that. I don't have my Streamlabs, bot set up that I usually share links with. I usually just have them programmed in there, and the bot does it. But many years ago, there was a man named Vonhelton. He had a hard time making friends, folks, and he was jumping from forum to forum since America Online days to the Delphi forums to the martial arts forums, from Stickam, and then I met him. I'd kind of forgotten about him. He'd thrown me out of rooms many times. Well, I should say a couple times, because I only really interact. I remember Vonhelton, when I first met the guy, he had fucking teeth, folks. I just want to put that in perspective. Vonhelton still had fucking teeth when I met this motherfucker. And anyways, I commented on one of his videos. Long story short, I intended to make like 2 or 3 videos about the guy and move on. Well, here we are, many moons later. I made some YouTube videos poking fun at him. And then I got this crazy idea that I would open a blog TV channel. And it would become kind of a safe space, if I could use that term, for what Von deemed the trolls, haters, and the naysayers. And there was a place they could come and watch the stream, but speak freely. Because it wasn't just about trolling Vonhelton. There were some funny trolls already doing their thing. Don't get me wrong. There's some nasty ones too. But it was for anybody that challenged anything that Vonhelton said that would get kicked. They could come and speak freely and watch the live streams. Fast forward, YouTube merges with Google Plus. The Google Plus people kind of merged over to YouTube, and a lot of us YouTube people started merging over to Google Plus. I believe it was Kenny and Dr. D that put together the first THN Google Plus page. It was originally intended for a handful of us OGs to use as an archive. We could share videos and pictures and we could go to it. But it was decided to open it up to the public. And let's be honest, the vast amount of people, not all, but the vast amount of people that filter into this little, what's become a community, come through my channel. A lot of them are my subscribers, especially nowadays, right? So, being kind of the figurehead of the community, inevitably, I just took over the Google Plus page. Of course, we migrated to MeWe, and eventually Discord. And over the years, inevitably, when you run these types of things, I mean, there's ebbs and flows of people. People come, people go. But for the most part, I think we have a pretty good group of people. I mean, we call each other trolls and naysayers or whatever with our tongue in our cheek, because that's what Vonhelton labeled us, right? But the vast majority of people are in at least a spectrum we could call normal. I mean, we got some, people out there too. But for the vast majority, they've been pretty decent people to get along. Now, have we had some bad people we've had to weed out? Have we had some drama? Yes. And there's always going to be personality clashes. Some people just don't like other people. And I get that. It's going to happen. And anybody that's been around any of these communities for a while know that my approach to moderation is relatively hands-off. Even to some people's criticisms, maybe it's a little too much hands-off at a time. But I don't police the shit. There's a reason that I've made the rule in the past. No politics, no religion. Look, I like debating politics and religion. But there's other servers for that. Like when I want it, there's literally a server called Politics on Discord. There's literally a politics and religion server on Discord. You can go there and fight about that stuff all day long, right? But the reason I don't is because it's always going to cause conflict. Like nobody can just let it go. It's going to escalate and escalate and escalate until there's butthurt, and then I'm getting messages from both sides of the conflict, which is fine. And look, when I'm talking about this, I don't want anybody to feel that they can't come to me. You can go to other mods too. I do have mods in there, right? That's not the thing. I don't want anybody to ever feel like that, right? But I'm going to be 100% honest. And again, anybody that's watched me for a while, and maybe this is to my detriment, because maybe I come off as boring, but I don't participate personally in internet fucking drama. You know, this inter-community bullshit of like, this YouTuber said this, and this one's like that, and this one, I just don't do it, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes it's funny to watch as I'm shaking my head, but the most of the time, I just think I'm going to use the R word, it's retarded. And another R word, ridiculous. Like, I just think it blows me away that a group of adults will fight every fucking day. The same people back and forth about the same fucking things with other adults they don't even know, really, on the internet. I get having little disagreements and back and forth about certain things. And look, even though I make those certain rules, right, I'll let certain things go by, right? I see it, someone will, you know, it happens, they'll post a meme or an article or a news thing that's more political in nature, taking a jab at libtards, or on the other side post something about Trump. I'm not going to, you know, obsess over every single thing, right? And it's just like if people don't get along and they just don't like each other and they start like barbing each other or something, I'm going to let it go because you guys are all adults. And I've seen one guy provokes it and the other one just gives as good as they get and they participate in it too. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to feed it, then you're part of the problem too, right? So for the most part, I don't pick sides. I don't have a beef with anybody. I get along with everybody, and I want everybody, I think they have something to contribute, and I want them to feel like they can come in there, right? But the level lately of cannibal trolling, and listen, it's just not my opinion. There's hundreds of members in there, and again, I put my SecularOpinion name or whatever on this and invite people to it. And people are just there, and it's not the people even involved in the conflict. It's people like just the members, even from the old days, not just the new people. They're just saying, what the fuck is this shit? Like, we're just tired of it. We don't want to come in every day and see this fucking shit. It's just boring. It's not funny. I mean, I let a meme or something go here and there. And again, I don't pick sides in the conflict. Either side of a conflict can come and talk to me if they feel they have a legitimate thing, you know, going on or against somebody. And to be honest, a lot of times people don't. Contrary to what some people think, certain individuals aren't running to me all the time complaining. They actually take a lot of the shit. But it's to the point that other people just don't want to participate. You know, and again, I don't want to have to be, I like everybody that's involved in all this stuff. I don't have beef with anybody, right? But at the end of the day, I have to make a decision because people are just uncomfortable. And I'm going to have to start removing people. I don't want to do that. And if you're feeling attacked right now by this, there we go.
Polly's Customs has just donated $2 through Super Chat. Let me get the first beer tonight.
Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that, Polly. But in the end, you know, I don't want to have to like do this shit. So, and I don't listen. I'm not under some pretense or some, you know, delusion that I snap my fingers and tomorrow everyone's going to get along. There's going to be jabs. There's going to be things said. That's cool. And listen, outside of the server, you guys want to tear each other's throat out? Fuck, it's fair game. I don't give a fuck. Right? I'm not picking favorites. I'm not picking sides in any of it. You guys do your thing. Right? But that brings me to my last point. Over the years on the internet, one of the most common things is to call someone a pedophile. To the point that it's just like desensitized. Anytime.
Wilson Tackleberry donated $5 through Super Chat. Secular refuses to acknowledge that a hot dog is a sandwich. #Ru.
Well, that's another debate. I mean, is it a sandwich? Well, it's kind of a sandwich. It's my thing is more as a hot dog versus bologna. I think bologna is just a flat hot dog. Or is a hot dog a rolled up bologna? I don't know what that is. But anyways, just guys, let me get through that because I don't want to talk about this anymore. Right? I just think the whole thing is ridiculous. But the whole pedophile thing, this is my advice. If you have what you believe to be ironclad evidence that someone in the community or otherwise is actually that way, go to the fucking police. Go to law enforcement. And I'm serious about that. If there's someone that you believe is like that, they should not be on the internet. I'm going to give you another little history lesson. And I know there's people here that can attest to this shit. Back in the day with the first Kelly incident with Vonhelton, I was given access to some of this stuff that was going on in the chat logs and all that. Now, what was the first thing that I did? Did I run out and make a YouTube video about it? No. Did I run to the Stickam or whatever social platform that I was on and say, I got this shit against Vonhelton? Nope. You know what I did? I turned it over to Crime Stoppers. Now, this is the one and only time that I contacted any kind of authority body on Vonhelton. Whether it's right or wrong, I'm just telling it as it is. That's the only time I personally ever did it. Because I felt it warranted. Now, unfortunately, in that instance...
I'm just a nice little man. I'm a communist.
Wilson Tackleberry has just tipped $2 through Super Chat. Everyone stop super chatting. Le sec finish.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Wilson. I do appreciate it, but really, I just want to get to the end of this because I'm a fucking guy. But, where was I? Yeah, I gave it to Crime Stoppers, right? But unfortunately, because this wasn't something that was sanctioned by law enforcement, it wasn't actionable. So at that time, it was decided, and other people contacted as well, they're whatever. And it was decided at that time that it would be put in the people's court. Okay? So I encourage you, if you have evidence, contact law enforcement. But I get a little suspect when the first thing that is done with it is to run to Discord and post it as a fucking attack against a person. It's not like he even came to me and it's like, hey, I'm just letting you know you have someone in your community who might be like this. Here's the evidence. No, that was just circumvented. So listen, I'm not saying yes or no or whatever, right, to that, to what's going on with that. I'm just saying you got evidence, go to the fucking police. Because that person shouldn't be on the internet if it's true. Right? And I'll end with this. Like I said, I put the Secular Opinion name on it. I invite people through my channel. And at the end of the day, it's my server. And if you don't like the rules or you feel attacked by this little speech and you want to run to another server, you can make a spite server. Right? And you want to accuse me of getting paid off or whatever the fucking, you know, the usual fucking butthurt. I don't care. I'm not going to respond to it. Right? You do whatever. You can make YouTube videos. Trust me, it's been done. And if you guys think that you're hard and this is new and you're going to threaten to ruin people's lives and you're going to dox people and drop their names and harass them, you think you're hard? Listen, I have seen the belly of the internet. And again, there's OGs here that can attest to this. I have seen people do absolutely disgusting things to each other. in the past in these communities. Horrible things. That I don't even think the people that are doing this, because I don't think they're those type of people. That's why I think it's so ridiculous. I don't get the impression that these are anybody involved in this are awful people. I just think they're people that don't like each other. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to listen to complaints from anybody. I'm just going to make a decision and start removing people. Because it's not a democracy, right? It's not sovereign U.S. soil. There's not a charter of rights. And I think I'm pretty damn fair to everybody. So again, don't take it personal. If you got shit, you got drama, keep it over there. If you got something lulzy that's at least funny, that's different. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, let's get over that. Let's have some fun, and let's tear into Vonhelton shit. And, we'll deal with the other shit as it comes. But folks, I don't want anybody out there to feel that they're not welcome to come over and participate in the lulz milk. So, I don't know. I just think it's so fucking stupid. To be honest, Jesus Christ, people. Anyways.
You see Von again. You tell him, you stay the fuck away from me, you hillbilly psycho, fucking Satanist, Baal worshiper. The worst mistake I ever made was to actually meet you. I was just meant to be your YouTube friend from a distance. Get that through your head. The guy latched himself onto you like a parasite, and you let him do it. You need to get street smart. You're not a fucking New Yorker, and you're not a fucking Jew. You're a fucking sap. You're a sap. Stop it. I mean, you can talk the talk. You can be vulgar as much as you like, but you let people use you, and you're like totally oblivious to it. What the fuck?
I got in trouble for you last night, Sammy. I'm in big trouble because of what you said to me yesterday. I was in big trouble. Allegedly, in Minecraft, he has no self-respect. How many times did I ask him to wash and shower? How many times did I ask him to clean his clothes? The smell? It smelled like let's say you took the garbage out to get picked up, and it rained. Then the sun came out, and the hot, wet garbage is in the sun baking. That's what the smell was like. Has Vaughn tried to contact you? No, he has not. You do look more relaxed. You were killing it, dude. Yeah, I wasn't doing good before with Vaughn. He's an asshole and leaves the lights running all night. Vaughn in Jersey is a disaster. Yeah. Did he leave Jersey? I don't know where he is. He wasn't at Eagle 2. I left him at Eagle 2, and I set him up, and he's not there at Eagle 2. Yeah, my stress level's a lot better now. Should I call him live? Type 1, if she go visit the lot lizard. Type 2, if she visit Vaughn. 1 for the lot lizard, 2 for Vaughn. I stole $20 from you. All right, if you say so. I went to go see Vaughn for the interview. No, he's not there. He wasn't there at the. John, why were you in Brazil? I was running, baby. I was running from the law. Can you tell us what happened? Vaughn caught court lying. Vaughn got caught lying, man. We don't want drama. We want proof of life. All right, fine. Let's go. Just drive. Okay. All right. Let's go to Eagle 2. I'm gonna show to you. Vaughn's not there.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock on my doors. It's the only way to live in cars.
I'm gonna show you.
All right.
I might just do the live stream right here. Fuck it.
Here in my car.
Only in New Jersey does a muttonhead. Only in Jersey does a fucking idiot fucking do this. I had to buy him a fucking battery because he's sleeping with the fucking lights on like a mutt. There's no Vaughn. I'll make a loop around at the McDonald's, but I'd loop it around one more time. But I don't... Oh, you know what? Let me check the Planet Fitness. Let me check the Planet Fitness. He's taking a shower. Yeah, Planet Fitness, my ass. Some European food market. And I don't see Von's car. I don't see it fucking parked here. I don't see Von's car here. He drives a Ford. The Ford Escape? There's no Ford Escape. There's no Ford Escape. Follow the stench. Follow the fucking smell. Follow the fucking smell. I fucking told you that it was. I told you he wasn't there, but you always think I'm a fucking liar, or you think I'm lying to you. He's not there. I told him he's not been. Hasn't been there for 2 days. Throw up a like. Throw up $5. We need Sammy to talk to Von. Give him a real ream. Yeah, Sammy likes to give people a fucking rare ending. That's for fucking sure. He's lost somewhere. Probably the biggest. That's probably what if I had to venture to guess, he was probably dumb enough to get in his car. He should have, instead of calling me and saying, I'm sorry, John. He got in on his car and he's like, you know what? I want to drive to the 7-Eleven. And he doesn't even know where the fucking 7-Eleven is. He doesn't know where the Wawa is. I need to play lotto. And he got in his car and he went to go check the lotto, went to go play the lotto. And then he doesn't know how to get back. I'm not lying. I had to take a shampoo cleaner. And I had to shampoo clean this whole. I had to use a commercial grade. I had to use commercial grade cleaner. I had to use a commercial grade shampoo conditioner cleaner in a special machine that we use to clean the things in the nursing home. You know, poopy and pee-pee, a lot of pew and a lot of little. And it's really commercial grade, really good. When I emptied the dirty water jug, it was so black. For me, yeah, I caught him red-handed. He was telling me he was out of money. He had no money for food. I had to start buying him food. He says, "This is it, John. You're gonna have to start paying for my way now." And then I surprised him. I took off from work because I was overly stressed. I took off from work, and there he is. He's eating. He's fucking eating a fucking McGriddle. He's eating 2 fucking McGriddles. He bought a buy one get one McGriddle for $1. So that must have been what, $7? It's like $7 for McGriddle. And wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm like, what? How did you get this? I said to him, who got you this? And at first he tried to play it off like they gave it to him. First of all, a corporation ain't going to give someone a free food, no matter if they like it or not. He plays it off, oh, they call me Poppy. The women call me Poppy. They like me. He made it seem like it was, that they gave it to him. And I said, really? Show me, tell me. So I said, bring me up to the counter. And they took him to, we went to the counter, and he showed me, oh, it was this, a gift card. So I said, oh, okay, so the women gave you free food, what, with the gift card? They had a gift card? And I go, what happened? He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, I said, well, how did you get this? You have to have cash to put on this card. No one's going to give you free food and buy you free. He goes, no. So what he was doing, he put money. That's what he was doing. He was hiding money from me by putting them on cards. He opened up his wallet, and I saw that he had a bunch of other gift cards, other credit card type of Visa card type of things. He was putting money. That's what he did. He put the fucking money in the fucking cards. That's where the fucking money went. The $650, what was it? $1,300 went missing. $1,500, $1,500, whatever it was, missing. he put it on gift cards. He put it on a McDonald's card. He put it on a Burger King card. He put $100 on a McDonald's card. He put $500 on a Visa card. He put $100 on a Burger King card. That's what the fuck he was doing. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. Von's dumber than dog shit, and I'm like, fuck me. But he's slimy that way. He didn't want to give up the money. I said, these Latino fucking women didn't give you the fucking McGriddles. Don't fucking lie to me. And I said, how did you get it? Oh, no, they gave it to me. They called me Poppy. I help him clean. He goes around taking the little table tents that have the numbers on them, and he goes and puts it back. Oh, they help me. He played it off like, oh, they give. They're not a corporation. Now, we're good friends with the owner of that McDonald's, Eagle 3. She's Jewish. We're okay. So okay, maybe there's some wiggle room. We kind of use the soda machine, and there's things that we do there that we kind of she tolerates, right? But they're not going to give away free food, right? They're not giving free food. They call him Poppy. Yeah, they Poppy. And so I say, show me. I brought him up. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. L'chaim, l'chaim. Baruch Hashem. Only good things for you, Mark. Good Shabbos. Oh, it's Saturday. I forgot to say good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We got to sing Shabbos songs. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Shalom. Anyway. What was I saying? Then he goes, oh, it's from the cards. And I'm like, oh, the gift cards. Yeah, he goes, yeah. The cards. I made him, I forced him. Let me see your wallet. Let me see what's in your pockets. Let me see what's in your hands. He fucking had 2 or 3 fucking gift cards. He had 2 or 3 fucking gift cards. He opens his wallets, and they're fucking gift cards falling out of his ass. And I said, Von, you don't tell me you did this? I said, Von, I'm fucking working my fucking balls off. I'm fucking working my fucking balls off. I'm feeding you. I'm doing everything for you. I'm buying you a car battery. I'm getting you jobs that you're fucking up. I'm doing everything for you. And you're going to be the slimy little fucking scuzz bucket and hide shit from me? That's fucked up. I said that to her. I got right up into his face and I said, you're fucked up. I said, that's fucked up. You're hiding shit from me. How could you do that, Von? He's a fucking retard. He has some sort of problem. He definitely does. Because I literally will tell him every day, Von, I need help. Von, please help me. Literally, we went to do the laundry. He went in the laundry. I said, Von, you gonna help me do the laundry, right? Sure, I'll help you, John. He walks into the laundromat, plops his ass down on the bench, starts playing with his phone, and I had to do the homework. I had to put his clothes in the washer. I had to put my clothes in the washer. I had to put the laundry detergent in. I had to put it in mine. The fabric softens are in mine. The fabric softens are in his. I literally had to take him out, put him in the dryer. Take him out, fold him. And he sat there on his phone playing the fucking game. Didn't fucking lift a finger to do laundry. The simplest, easiest fucking thing you could do is laundry. Simplest fucking little thing. You take the fucking card. Where is it? It looks like this. I'll use my Lyft card, okay? It looks like this. It says laundromat on it. You take it. You place it on the fucking thing. It says press start. You push start. You turn the dial. You say hot, cold, heavy, or medium, or delicate. Boom, 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 boom. You pick regular. You pick normal. You pick cold. Bam, bam, bam. Start. That's it. That's all you have to fucking do. That's all you have to fucking do is place the fucking card on the fucking thing, dial the knob, pop it in, start. Boom. And then on top, there's 4 slots. Bleach, soap, fabric softener, sour. Some people use sour in their clothes. I like sour. I like using sour in the clothes. I think sour definitely makes the clothes a little bit nicer when you put the sour in. 99% of people don't use sour in their laundry. I use sour. I'm a believer. Yeah, I meant to ask, why didn't he shave everything off when he got to you, John? Why didn't he shave everything off when he got to you? Image using the same washer after Von used it. You couldn't. The woman came over. I'm not dead ass, no cap. What did the YNs say? Dead ass, no cap. The YNs, dead ass.
The sour, I think he means fabric softener. But he's, he's 3/4 dyslexic and, 1/4 idiot. So,
No cap. The lady came over maybe 10 minutes after I was putting the stuff in the dryer. I was finished with the dryer. I was walking away. The lady came over, the Latino lady came over and said, "What did you wash in that washer?" I said, "What do you mean?" It was almost closing time, so she was rounding up. She was doing her rounds. She said it was so. She shut it down. She put it out of order. I said, what do you mean? What happened? The fucking clothes that I washed of his was so fucking nasty, so fucking disgusting. She had to shut the wash machine down. Dead ass. No cap. I said, I'm sorry. I thought a wash machine washes. I don't know. I mean, what the fuck other people coming in here for? I mean, I don't know what the fuck. It's a wash machine. Oh. I don't understand. I was just wondering why he shaved his all. Well, I made him do it. I made him. Oh, that's interesting that he didn't fucking put up a fight on that. The first day he got here, he looked raggedy. He looked really raggedy. And I said, we're going to the barber. And dead ass, I said, we're going to the barber. And the barber even fucking, was like, damn. I wonder why Von didn't put up a fight, though. Why didn't Von...
good question. But can you imagine the poor barber? Right? Can you imagine shearing a sheep, taking the wool off of a sheep, but its wool smells like asshole, beef stew, and wet garbage? Just think about that for a second. My God. The barbers are the real heroes in this whole story, folks, as far as I'm concerned.
Fucking hoot and holler. Good question, Krista. Von put up a hoot. He was hooting and hollering on the show. Well, you know what? The second day he was here, I got in the shower right away. He didn't put up a fight. You know what it was? He drove for 22 hours. He was exhausted. He didn't sleep. He was like in a state of dysphoria or whatever that word is. Yeah, he wasn't comfortable so he was still in like a phase where I could fucking grab him by the scruff of his neck and get him to do things. And then when I settled in, I was too nice. That's what it was. I was too nice to him. If I should have been harder and had more discipline. So what took you so long to figure out he was mentally ill? I know, Sammy. My Goyish cup kicked in. I don't know. My Yiddish cup wasn't working. The trolls wanted to take... Oh, yeah, right. He wanted to show up the trolls by not doing it. Back then, I guess if day one, the trolls weren't... I don't know. He never thanked me. Nope. He didn't give me a thank you for getting him a haircut. I paid for it, by the way. $50 for the haircut place to shave him and shave his face, shave his head. I don't care. It was expensive. I shouldn't have went there, but it was expensive and I didn't care. It was right there. I said, shave it all off. He said, shave it all off. He said, what number? I said, 0. Shave it off. I said, 1. 1. He goes, what number? I said, 1. 1. That was it. Boom. You good feel make Jesus happy. Oh, fuck Jesus. I don't give a fuck about making Jesus happy. Jesus can fucking sit on my finger and spin, bitch.
I'm going to get a restraining order. He's not to come anywhere near me. And, of course, if he does, he goes to jail. I got to leave New Jersey now because he's actively stalking me. Then one day we're at the laundromat, and I repeated again that there's no way I can know what he's doing when he chirped at me that, oh, well, you know, you knew where I was or something to that effect. And I said, John, there's no way I could know where you're at any given time. And that was when he physically assaulted me. He punched me in the shoulder, became very irate, very aggressive. Didn't know if he was going to hit me a second time or not, but I got out of the car and made sure that he didn't. And then that I let that slide. I should have called the police right then, but I was a dumbass and I didn't do it. So I let it slide. And so then I go and time passes. I go and I'm at McDonald's, and I get some random woman comes up. She comes up with a gift card, and she says, "Here, have this gift card." And I said, "Oh, thank you." I think she says, "Oh, thank you," and it was $11 gift card to get food at McDonald's. And I said, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that." All right, so I get the card and I'm holding on to it, and then we move to another location, and so I go into the McDonald's at that location, and it was early morning, and I used my gift card to buy me some breakfast. And John comes in, sees that I'm eating breakfast, and absolutely flies off the handle, screaming even, "Where did you get that money? Where did you get money for food? I didn't know you had money." And I said, "Well, a good Samaritan gave me a gift card at McDonald's to eat on." "I don't believe that. Take your card up there and show me." I said, "Look, John, there's cards right there. You get the card, you activate it, and you can get food." "Oh, no, that can't be right." And so I had to take the card that does work, and because, you know, the other cards don't work, you know, you got to activate them. But I took the card that was given to me by this lady, and I had to take it up there and waste what little bit of money was left on it to show John that it did work. But that didn't appease him even then. Even then he started, and that just made him angrier. He got even more angry. And so I went back, and I didn't know he was getting more angry, by the way. So I went back, sat down, started eating my food again. And he comes back.
So just again, the first video we watched was from Fat Photog. Obviously, this is Nats and the Pizza, but this is the abridged versions we're watching of a longer interview that you can see on Slayer_Chaos6800. I think I saw him in the chat. If you want to share the link or someone wants to share the link, you can watch this full interview. And then, of course, J-Dub's coming in after, all drunk, being J-Dubs. So if you do want to watch some of the stuff that got left on the cutting room floor, like the rape kit and a bunch of other shit, it's got some nuggets. So you can check it out there, just so you know, an FYI, folks.
Back to where I'm sitting, and literally gets angry with me and grabs me by the throat and says, "I ought to kill you for hiding money from me. You're hiding money from me." And he kept repeating it over and over. "You're hiding money from me." Well, gee, I know where you got that from, John. You got that from the trolls, because the trolls were the one that gave you that idea. That's where they got it from. That's where you got that from. But anyways, so needless to say, this is twice now he's physically assaulted me, and he is. I'm going to get a restraining order. He's not to come anywhere near me, and of course, if he does, he goes to jail. And now I could.
Flubus Cartel donated $5 through Super Chat. Vaughn can join ICE. Christy Gnome will admire his doggy offing abilities.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Vaughn should do. He said he wanted a government job, but maybe he needs to be on like the ground floor, really making a difference. Folks, I'm surprised he hasn't suggested that. That would suit him. I think definitely.
I could go right now, file a report, throw his ass in jail, but I'm not going to do it because he doesn't need jail. What he needs He needs to be in a facility that will give him good care and straighten out his life. Now, I am led to believe that you don't always stay there permanently. If you have a temporary condition and they can get it straightened out, you're free to go after they get it squared away.
So, of course, I know the irony is not being lost here of Vonhelton. This is similar to when he lists, the things wrong with Andrea, and it's basically like looking in a mirror. She's gained weight, lost all her teeth, going bald. It's Vonhelton, right? And here we are, Vonhelton suggesting that someone else needs... Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I think John probably does need help. This is a guy who smears shit on walls and constantly talks about, taking a long walk off a short pier in Minecraft. So, definitely there's some issues there. But, folks, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. This is a man who literally just the other day was walking around out of the bathroom with shit on his shirt. And, yeah, let's just leave it there.
All right. So he doesn't necessarily have to be there permanently, but I think he needs to be in a facility where he can get good care, where they can get him ironed out, figure out what his problems is, and get him taken care of. Because I can state categorically that there's been numerous times when he has said, when he talked about committing suicide, when he's talked about harming others and doing this and doing that, that's not normal, okay? That's abnormal behavior. Something is wrong, and it sure as fuck ain't me. So he needs care. He needs to be in a facility where he can get good care. But now, John needs to understand if he comes around me, he's going to go to jail because I'm getting a restraining order. I don't have a choice. Now, in addition to that, I am under advisement to probably leave the state anyway. And so I'm thinking seriously about that as well. And just go into parts unknown. I don't know if I'll actually go back to my home state of Ohio or not. I may just pick, put down stakes in someplace else. I don't know yet. But this is insanity. And the trolls act this shit on. The trolls are the ones that started this and got him all upset, knowing that he's not stable. Folks, when somebody's threatening suicide, they're not stable. But you trolls kept aggravating him, knowing that he's said numerous times about committing suicide. Somebody that talks about suicide ain't stable. You don't sit there and mess with somebody that ain't stable, trolls. Okay, you messed his brain up even worse. So now he's flying off the handle. I heard he's threatened to bust my car windows and steal my battery and kill me and everything else. Well, see, that's you trolls that did that.
What you said, remember, it was Thursday, the day he blew up at you, right? Yeah. And you said you thought he was in court the day before. What is your theory on this? What is your theory on what happened?
He admitted he was in court. He admitted he was in court.
Okay. Can you tell us what that's about?
I don't know what for, though, but he admitted he was in court. He absolutely did. He absolutely admitted he was in court, but I don't know what for.
Do you think John is on probation to stay and has to stay in New Jersey?
Well, considering how physically violent he became with me, I mean, is it such a stretch to think that maybe he might have been violent with someone else and had to go to jail for it? Not really. Now I don't know, obviously. But I mean, if he had to go to court, he had to go to court for something. And I'm sure it wasn't good.
I'm sure if you go back on my channel, folks, for those who want to know, and listen to the Adam Lore tapes, the John tapes, the J-Dubs files, you want to go back through that, there was an incident with a baseball bat in some dude's car door. I remember that.
Because when he came back, he was very sourpuss about it. So apparently it didn't go great at the courthouse. But yeah, I mean, and I told Candace the same thing. I said, don't you dare come here to New Jersey. If he can be physically violent with me, he'd definitely be physically violent with you. You don't need to be around that man. He's not stable. He needs to get in a facility where he can get good care. John is living in his car when I get here. He's not in his apartment. And I'm like, uh-oh, this can't be good. And so I'm wondering what in the hell happened to the apartment. And so I confronted him and I said, "Hey, what happened to your apartment, John?" He said, "Well, I couldn't afford to rent. It was too damn high. So I had to get out of my apartment." I'm like, "Oh, well, shit, that sucks. Well, when are you going to get a cheaper apartment? When are you going to get a less expensive apartment?" He said, "Oh, I've decided to sleep in my car." And I'm like, "What?" He said, "I've decided to sleep in my car. I want to save up money for a house." All right. Now, what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that a house here in this area, it runs anywhere from $2 to $3 million. They are not cheap. They're expensive houses. All right. So now, in order for him to save up 1 year per house, he would have to have saved up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Otherwise, his mortgage payment would be about $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So here's a man that's got money in the bank, lots of it, apparently.
J Skull donated $5 through Super Chat. Who the hell do you believe in this situation? Both of these asspipes are habitual liars. It's like choosing between a root canal and a rectal exam.
Truth is somewhere in between, isn't it? I guess you just got to put it together, folks. Put it together. But I don't know. It all seems to be pretty much lining up, right? I think we can get a pretty clear picture of kind of what went down. The question is, I don't even want to ask that question. Fuck it. So the double-docked rubber pussy was returned to Walmart, folks. Just think about that for a second. And J-Dubs also said he had experience trying it. So you imagine the condition that thing was returned to Walmart in.
Because remember, he's saving up for a house. And so I'm like, okay, everything's cool. He's got money. And so, and so I'm dumbing me, though. I should have been using my food stamps instead of my money. But he had to pinch it for wanting to eat fast food all the time. And I even told him, I said, "John, fast food's too damn expensive. We'll go broke. We gotta come up with a plan." No, we don't need no plan, he says. "We'll be fine." And so I ended up spending all my money on fast food. And $650, folks, let that sink in, just on fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, that sort of thing. And that's insane. But that's New Jersey for you. New Jersey's too damn expensive. So is New York. So is California, LA, California. So anyway, you spend all that money for nothing. And so now I'm flat broke. So now what I need donations to my Cash App. And I'm just gonna go somewhere else. John is not well. He is obviously not well. And he decided that he would well, first, wait a minute, before I get to that part, let me back up. John became very upset because I told him that I can't use GPS. And I guess he misinterpreted that to mean that I'm too stupid to use GPS. No, I'm not too stupid to use GPS. I can't use GPS because I don't have internet. You cannot run GPS without internet. Try it, folks.
Ooh, ooh, ah, yeah, yeah.
The Midnight Rider donated $10 through Super Chat. Vonhelton Country Roads take home to a place I've never been, West Virginia. Grab a Timmy on me, Rolo. Happy Monday.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Country Roads taking Vaughn home. Golly. Just go until the gas tank ends, folks. It's funny that he's saying he got the money from someone giving him donations and he got half a tank, but it's funny that all of a sudden he's getting donations, right? Like, oh yeah. It's like it's been pointed out, like both these guys are lying, scamming, fucking degenerate pieces of shit. So, I mean, who are you really believing here? There's so much bullshit. But if you wade through it, you'll find the kernels of truth. Sorry to use that analogy, that yet another image in your mind, folks. But this is the shit abyss, folks. Gotta get your hands dirty. Folks, thanks for being here.
Can't. You have to have internet. So I couldn't have gotten all these jobs he claims I could have gotten because I don't have GPS. And I don't know this area. So there's no way that I could have done what he wanted me to do. It's impossible. And then he becomes belligerent when I told him that there is no physical way or otherwise, for that matter, that I can know his every waking moment of every waking day, which is the truth. And at this, he flew off the handle. Well, you know, I was at work, and you know, I did this, and you know, I did that. I said, no, actually, I don't. I mean, what if you go into work and then they say, we don't need you today, go back home? You know, am I going to know where you're at after that? No. Am I going to know what you're doing if you only work half a day? No. You know, so I mean, you know, there's no way that when he's not around, that I could know what he's doing. It's physically impossible unless I read his mind, which, by the way, is a violation of the law. It's invasion of privacy. But anyways, so he became very belligerent over that. Became very belligerent over the fact that I could not use GPS.
Is that on the books in the United States, folks? What states that where it's literally illegal to read someone's mind? Which I can see if people could read minds that there'd be a law against it. But I'm just saying, is it currently? Like, is Vonhelton like, lock him up, bailiff, take him away? He read my mind. Yeah, I want to put this back. Actually, that's a little bit much, but anyways, fuck it. We'll play it.
Basically impossible, unless I read his mind.
Oh, here we go.
Which, by the way, is a violation of the law. It's invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he became very belligerent over that. Became very belligerent over the fact that I could not use GPS, and decided that he was going to be very cantankerous and whatnot. And so, you know, that proceeded and proceeded and proceeded. And you know, the only thing left for me to do is try to get somewhere nice and quiet, nice and peaceful, and get the hell out of New Jersey. It's too expensive to live here anyway. You know, Jersey is not far behind New York as far as cost. So I just need to go someplace cheaper, someplace that's more affordable, and try to get me a little one-room efficiency or something. Or what I'd like to do is share an apartment with with another gamer. That's what I'd like to do. That would be ideal, because then I set up my computer and, you know, I game right along with them on their game. And then, you know, because a gamer understands, you know, when you're on the computer a lot, you know. Non-gamer, no, they ain't going to understand. Why are you on the computer all the time? Well, you know, and you got to try to explain it. So I don't know what the hell happened to my money. Maybe I fell asleep in the car and somebody jacked me. I don't know. Also, I have no idea. But now I've got to leave New Jersey because
Schnoz cam, folks.
You all told John to try to kill my ass.
I didn't tell John to kill you.
Well, I don't give a damn if it was you or not. Where was you at when they said it? Did you just tell him to stop it? Did you tell him, hey, don't turn John against Vaughn. Don't tell John to bust in his windows. Don't tell John to destroy his fucking car.
Vaughn, let me know when I can talk.
Why didn't you say that? Wait a minute. Why didn't you say those things?
Vaughn, let me know when I can talk. Okay, just let me know.
I'll let you know when you can talk. Well, okay. See, here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem with y'all, and it's not just you; it's all of you motherfuckers. All right, you sit there and you egg on somebody that is already admitted to
donated $5 through Super Chat. Yet another instance of Stinky being lazy AF. You can access Google Maps on any cell phone and use the GPS.
Yeah. He has no idea, folks.
To commit suicide.
Thank you, by the way.
That should have been a huge red flag. Hey, this motherfucker's got, you know, he's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. We got to leave him the hell alone. But see, you motherfuckers won't leave people alone. Well, you I don't know if you just ignore the signs or what, but you won't leave people alone. Well, you guys have to understand that when you talk to people, especially people that have problems, all you're going to do is eventually increase those problems, not solve them, not make them better. You're going to increase those problems. So I'm just, you know, you got to understand when John is sitting there saying, man, I might commit suicide tomorrow. I might kill myself. You know, that's when you back the fuck off and say, okay, this guy's lost his ever loving mind. We're going to leave him the fuck alone. You know, that's what you got to do. See, you got to do that. I know it's hard, but you got to try. I know he needs help. He needs to, if you know, I mean, he needs to just, you know, bite the bullet and go admit himself into the hospital and say, hey, I need help, and you know, and just explain to the hospital staff what's going on, and they'll get him to the right people. They'll get him to the right people, but he needs to, you know, he needs to just find a hospital and Walk in there and say, hey, man, I got a problem. I got a real problem.
I think you're kind of duty bound to report him being violent if he's been violent, because he may be violent to someone else, and if he is, that's kind of on you, right? Like if you don't stop it, and you're kind of duty bound to report it, you know.
Well, the problem is though, I've got to leave. I got to leave New Jersey now because he's actively stalking me. So now I've got to leave New Jersey. Oh yeah. So now I got to leave New Jersey.
You got to report it. You have to drive to the nearest police station.
You didn't catch his last stream before he privated it?
I did not.
I don't know where Vaughn is. He wasn't at the Eagle 2. I think he took off. Someone wanted me to do an interview with Vaughn to find out how he was doing with the when he was caught red-handed, and couldn't find him unless he moved his car or moved to another location. I have no idea where he is. I should have put an earpod tag on him, but I'm not a slimy scumbag like he is. You want me to go to Eagle 2 and check up on him? And check and see if he's there? Let's go see Vaughn. I haven't seen Vaughn about 48 hours, yeah. Who wants him? I don't think he's going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he's at Eagle 2. All right, we're rolling up in Eagle 2. Okay, don't see his car in the bank where he likes to park on the trees. I don't see him at Starbucks. I don't see him where I told him to park over in the fucking middle there. McDonald's. Is he sitting by the window charging his phone at the outlet? No. No Vaughn. There's no Vaughn.
I was just pointing out that I think you need to find the nearest police station and report this, man. Because what if he goes out and hurts somebody else?
Well, that's true. Well, see, I mean, they're going to want to detain me, though. I mean, when you're in a state, after a while, you have to go get a Jersey license. You have to put your car in Jersey tags. You have to do those things. I haven't done them yet.
James, those are all minor, and there's no record of what date you got there, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, they don't know when you got there. They have no idea. They have no clue.
Well,
listen,
in any event,
if you're trying to subtly say that you're not exactly legal right now, then I hear you. And if that's the case, I understand. But still, I think, again, just my 2 cents, you may be kind of duty bound to do this, even if it does cost you some short-term consequences. You know what I mean?
Short-term consequences, I'll lose my car, dude. They'll impound my car. I can't afford to have my car impounded. No, I cannot.
Well, I just don't understand why they would impound your car.
Because
again, maybe you're not saying everything, which is fair enough.
Well, kind of, sort of, Kama Sutra. Anyway,
I got you.
The bigger issue though is that he needs the right people to talk to and get his act together.
I'm sure he has some of your possessions too.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But now see that, unfortunately, as much as I would love to say that John was the one that took my money, I can't say that because it's not true. The $1,500 was missing when I got to Jersey.
You don't have to physically go to the police station. You can make a phone call, Vaughn. Even as long as you have internet access, you can use a Google Plus account.
Well, I don't know. Like I said,
I just think that would cover your ass. If something does happen and you're forced to defend yourself, that'll be on record. You see what I'm saying? That way, it's just in your best interest, especially if you want to get a restraining order anyway. That's just how you get the ball rolling.
Right.
If John, who's a civilian his whole life, he's out of shape. I know you're getting up there in age, but John is out of shape. If you use some of that military shit you've been trained with and you hurt him bad, they're going to hold that against you. So you got to get this on record. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think you should make an anonymous. If everything you say, and again, I'm not saying it's not true, but if it is true, I think you should report it, man. Just to cover your own ass, just to make sure that if he does something else, it's on record, and at least you tried. Your conscience will be clean.
Right. I understand. Well, I'll see what I can get done. Okay. How about I do this? How about I get to a safe location, and then call.
Hey, and whatever works for you, man.
I think that's best because I need to get out of Jersey anyway. So I get out of Jersey, and then
tell me
I'll make a call.
Don't say anything publicly that you're uncomfortable with. But what is your plan? Like, are you just gonna take off driving west, or are you gonna
just take off driving west. That's right. Or yeah.
southwest?
Had to think about that for a minute, but yeah,
Right.
west. But yeah, because you can't go any further east or you'll go into the ocean. So yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
going west. And now where am I going? Well, I've thought about going back to my hometown of Hamilton, Ohio. That is a possibility. But you know what? I may find some little podunk town where nobody knows me, but yet they've got internet, and I can just kind of chill out there, and make a go of it there. Get a job working at some gas station or some shit, and make a go of it there. Some little podunk town somewhere that nobody knows about.
Obviously, don't say anything that you don't want public. But
right.
Like, how much money do you have? Are you flat broke, or do you have a little bit of money? Like,
I am flat broke.
And John always was talking, and you mentioned this several times. He would always be like hypersexual in his speech, always. Like he had you buy him a sex toy. That's like humiliating and degrading.
If you sit there and watch his stream, and watch my expressions, it's very apparent by my expression that I do not appreciate.
Oh, you were uncomfortable. You were uncomfortable.
I do not appreciate that kind of talk. I never ever talk that way around a woman ever. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Saying, well, it's a New York thing, but the New York thing only goes so far. But I would never. It's not in me to disrespect women. It's not in me.
So the new battery's in your car, like it's hooked up in your car.
The new battery is in my car, and the old battery is somewhere out there.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
It's out there somewhere.
It's
out there somewhere. The battery that was in this vehicle was too small. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I'm not a car guy.
I did not know that either, and it just dawned on me that when I went and got the battery and got to put it, holy shit! I mean, the battery that was in here was tiny compared to the battery that goes in.
All right, so a couple things on this I just want to say. First of all, that the old battery was probably perfectly fine. So it's a perfectly fine battery that Vaughn has just abandoned. Because neither Vaughn or John are smart enough to see if first of all, to even see if that was the issue. Obviously, it's not the alternator because he's still running. But simply running it dead because he left the lights on or the air conditioning on or whatever, like once it's charged up, the battery's probably not the issue. It's probably he just ran it out. But instead they spent money on a new battery and just left the other one. Secondly, just because the battery is physically a different set of dimensions than the one you replaced it with an aftermarket one, doesn't mean it was, quote, too small for the vehicle. So Vaughn's not talking about the output of the battery. He's just saying literally the other one that came from the factory was smaller than the one they bought at Walmart, so therefore it was too small. And someone must have stolen the battery. They're idiots, folks.
And it's like, So maybe the backers had changed the battery in that vehicle or something. I don't know. But of course now that it's got the right battery in it, it's humming like a sewing machine. Isn't that amazing how that works? Trying to get the hell out of Dodge before I get killed.
Do you think he's capable of killing you?
Dude, anybody's capable of killing. Okay, especially when they're out of their right mind. He's not in his right mind. Okay, he's not. And when people are out of their right mind, they can end up getting super strength. They can end up, being able to do things you wouldn't even imagine.
Is John a drug user?
That I don't know. I've never
you don't know why he was in court? You don't know why he was in court?
I do not know why he was in court. He didn't reveal that information, but he did admit that, yes, he was in court. Now, for what, I do not know.
And when was this roughly? I know you don't have the exact date, but like a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago?
2 days ago. I don't know. When was it 4x4?
It was last Wednesday. The Wednesday, he blew up on the Thursday.
It was Wednesday, and he blew up on the Thursday.
I came in late, and I hope I don't upset the chat when I ask this, but can you give me like the Cribs Note version of like the violent parts? Like, what did he do exactly?
Well, like
I didn't hear it.
Like I said, when we were at the laundromat a week or so ago,
323 has just donated $2 through Super Chat. Well, as you say, Vaughn has the IQ of a spider monkey.
Yeah, I mean, it's been demonstrated. Actually, I would give it to the spider monkeys over Vaughn in most cases, at least with math. But, but I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Folks, this is where we get into some of the abuse that Vaughn suffered at the hands of J-Dubs.
He said something about, me not doing something or whatever, or being around or whatever. I don't remember the exact wording. And I replied to him, I said, John, when you're not around me, there's no way I can know what you're doing. And he absolutely tore up and just started freaking out. Well, you got to know my itinerary. You have to know I was at work. You know this and that. And I'm said, John, there's no way. Situations change. You could go to work and only have to work half a day. You could go to work and they tell you we don't need you today, and you could come back home. How am I going to know what the hell you're doing when you're not around me? And at that point he actually physically assaulted me. He hit me in the shoulder. And you can ask G-Man about my back and my shoulders. They're solid as a rock. I hope he broke his hand, frankly. But in any event, they're solid. Ask G-Man. Are you worried that John will find you? Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, he's tried to kill me twice. Well, I don't know about the first time. He just hit me the first time. But the second time, he stayed hit on the shoulder, dude. He hit me right on the shoulder.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't hear that, so I'm not trying to get you to repeat everything. I came in late.
That's
so I didn't
fine.
hear that.
But I mean, yeah, but the thing of it is, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the man is unhinged. He is completely fucking unhinged.
What do you have for protection today? Like, I mean, you're just sleeping there. Are you afraid he's going to smash the window and grab you while you're sleeping?
I have the twisted staff of Baal. At any moment, I can call down lightning out of the sky. I can call down lightning out of the sky at any time. I don't think he wants to be electrocuted.
Well, and you're allowed to use your magic in defense, right? Like you're allowed.
Absolutely, I absolutely can.
Good. I know I know the gods had your hands tied, but I think
they got me tied. They got me tied. I can't use it to better I can't use the magic to better myself.
You can't to win the lottery.
But I can defend myself.
No, that's understandable. Now, is it the knobby ball you have or the twisted staff?
No, the knobby is for thunder and the twisted is for lightning.
And you only have the one. You thought you had the two, but you lost one.
Yeah,
probably Larry took it.
I had both, and I don't know what happened to the knobby one. I don't know.
The knobby's for show, and the twisted's for dough. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift.
Domestic violence, straight up domestic violence. Fine, you're a victim, and you get paid.
I mean, y'all live together, so when you beat somebody up that lives in your home, that's domestic violence. You don't have to be in a sexual relationship.
Right.
If you beat up your little brother bad enough, that's domestic violence.
Well, assaulting an elderly person, I believe, is a felony.
Elder abuse? That's right.
Yeah, elder abuse. That's a felony in all 50 states, I'm pretty sure.
I think he lured you up there just to drain you of your money, and the second you got out of money, that's when he got extra nasty.
And that's when he got extra nasty.
And the whole point of him, he was trying to tell you, look, I'll take care of you. Come up here, I'll take care of you. And the second he had to take care of you, it was a problem.
Right.
Yeah, so 21 VTube says, I saw John reaching for your dinghy while you slept one stream.
You saw me do what now? To where?
He was grabbing at your crotch.
He was grabbing at my
when you were sleeping.
When I was asleep?
Yes.
Really?
That's what she said.
Yes.
That is not.
John is homosexual, Vaughn.
That's not cool at all, man.
You've been living with a homosexual.
That's why he talks about women the way he does. It's a cover. He's trying to.
Somebody did post a comment somewhere. I forget where they posted it now, but somebody posted a comment that they thought he might be a closet homosexual, and that he was upset because he couldn't come out of the closet.
Well, that's why he wants to get rid of. That's why he doesn't like the name J-Dubs, because in the past when he was on Stickam, he had a gay relationship with two guys on Stickam. And they call that's why he doesn't like the J-Dubs name, because it ties him back to that.
Why in the fuck didn't you guys tell me?
We did. He bans us. He blocks us.
We did.
Player _ 0688 has just donated $2 through Super Chat. 21 VTubes rules, M.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much. By the way, I said earlier, if you want to share a link to this, I think you hosted it, didn't you? I mean, let's not get mixed up. This is from your channel. If you want to share the link, throw the link out there. Because, folks, this is like snipped out of like hours of this fucking shit.
To stay away from police station stuff, and I understand that, but have you considered maybe getting a rape kit done? And when I say
There it
rape kit, I
is.
don't
There
mean
it
like,
is.
you know, your back end. I mean, like, maybe he fondled you in the front when you were sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
They can put dyes and stuff there. And, you know, I know.
Well, now, how do you all know that he did this? How
Well,
do y'all know
I
that?
don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why you get the rape kit. You
Well,
know,
I mean, how did the other? How
Yeah,
the
it
other
could have
trolls?
happened.
What now? What now? What now?
It could have happened, James. It could have happened. Maybe you should go get it checked.
Oh, but I usually roll up my windows and lock my doors. I mean, you know.
Yeah, again, I'm just saying, you know, my concern is, I know you can protect yourself, and I know you're, you know, you have a storied past, and you're capable of extreme violence if you have to be in defense of
I
yourself.
am capable of. Well, let's just put it this way. I mean, if I need to do something, I can do it, but I choose not to.
So I'm not worried about your safety per se. I'm worried about the next person. And like, if you don't do your civic duty, you know what I mean?
Like I said, I told Candace, I said, do not come up here for any reason. You know, you wanna meet me in some other state and hook up with me, fine. But you know, you coming to see John, I don't recommend it. I think it's dangerous. I do. I think the man is completely unhinged, and I think he would hurt Candace, because see, he gets aggravated with Candace because Candace always brings up her past, and he always gets angry at her over that. And I'm afraid, you know, if she brings up her past one too many times, he'll get violent with her too. And see, I don't want that, because then I would get violent, and you don't want me violent. That would be a bad thing. Because you know, I did fall in love with Candace. I really did. I know.
How many people? They give me one in the chat if you think that you know, somewhere out there, somehow, Big Larry and Grampy Lobster are sitting on a cloud, looking down, sharing a blunt, just shaking their head at this fool, laughing their ass off. Give me one in the chat.
Y'all don't believe it, but I did. And you know, hey, surprise, you know. But you know, she's not interested in me, I guess. But whatever. But you know, if he was to hurt her, then
that was the whole purpose of him trying to humiliate you publicly, because she was watching those streams. That's
and
unfortunate.
see, you know, but you know what the irony? You know what the irony of this whole damn thing is? If he hadn't got rid of that damn apartment, I would have hooked up my computer. I would have made that stupid ass resume that everybody says they want, and I would have had a job my first fucking week there.
Well, he entrapped you, Vaughn. The whole point was to get you there, bleed you of all your cash, and he told you he was going to take care of you. He told you that.
He did say that.
And then the second he had to, it was a problem.
Right. Well, see, but there's more. Okay, you know, because I would have set up my computer. I would have made the resume that everybody wants. I would have panned out the resume to all these locations, you know, and I would have got a job, dude. I would have had a job my first week there. I sure would have. Not only that, but even more. You know, I'm loaded down with money with food stamp money. I could have filled his refrigerator for the next 3 months. But see, he didn't want that.
That's
for whatever reason. Oh, here's something you trolls are gonna love. You guys are gonna love this shit. You ready for this one?
No.
G-Man was going to give me a $100 bill. All right, G-Man was going to give me a $100 bill, and John literally come in between me and G-Man and said, "Well, I gotta have half of that too." And so G-Man had to give him 50 and me 50. He wouldn't shut up until G-Man gave him 50 and me 50. And him supposedly now remember, folks, he's saving up for a house, right?
Right. He doesn't need the money. You do.
And houses are $2 million here in this area. All right, which means he's got to have at least $2 million, right? So he's got to have at least $100,000 in the bank. Well, see, that's the irony of it. He blew up over an $11 gift certificate, but yet he's got thousands of dollars in the bank that he
bogarted $50 from you too.
Yeah,
and then bogarted the $50 that should have come to me.
Did he even put the battery in for you?
No, he did not. No, I
He
came
just yelled
across
at Vaughn. He just yelled at him the whole time.
I came across a good Samaritan, and me and him put the battery in. And, he had a pair of pliers because I needed a pair of pliers. I had a ratchet set, but I didn't have a pair of pliers. So, he had a pair of pliers. He had a knife to cut the, what's that, not twist tie, but
Zip tie?
Zip tie. Thank you. So he cut the zip tie with his knife, and then he used his pliers to get at some of the bolts because I couldn't get to them. And so between me and him, we got the new battery in and got it took care of. But I don't know.
Well, Von, there was something else that John did mention. He said you tried to move him with his mum. Is that right?
That's not true. That's not true.
Maybe you should go speak to his mum. Maybe go speak to his mum, move
John,
in there, and let her know.
John was the one that offered me to stay at his mom's, and I said no. I wouldn't want to intrude. Plus, I'm not going back to New York. I escaped New York for a reason, and I'm not going back to New York. Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well would you say your gods are looking after you right now?
Well, they love to scare the shit out of me. Okay, they do. They apparently they take great delight in scaring the shit out of me.
They're trying to scare you into action, I think.
And well, I'm getting to that. And so they wait till the last possible second, and then they'll spring something on me, and I'll get the victory every time.
At the end of the day, that guy got you to Jersey, bled you of every nickel you had, and then bought a fucking sex toy and a battery. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a sex toy; it was a homosexual sex toy that was two-sided.
Well, the thing
and he made you buy it so there was consent. He made you buy it, Von, so that you consented.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The thing that really chaps my ass is that he got rid of his apartment. Now maybe he really couldn't afford to rent and had to get
because
rid
he
of it.
wanted to do OnlyFans content with you, and he didn't want to have an apartment where the cops could come find him and find you.
But
he wanted to be on the run.
But see, the thing of it is,
car sex is huge in the gay community. Car sex is huge in the gay community. That's what he was. He wanted a gay sex tape. In the car.
Absolutely.
In the bushes at a park, under the car.
Yeah. Gas station bathrooms, McDonald's fast food store. That's like the whole thing.
Right.
That's where we get the term glory hole. I'm not super, I don't know a lot about it, but that's where that term comes from.
Yeah, it probably does. You're probably right. By this time tomorrow, I should be in a small undescript town, not marked on a map anywhere, because I'm specifically going to look for that. Let's address the smelly part thing, because I'm my nose isn't okay. Yeah, I broke my nose fighting, but it's not broken in the sense that I can't smell. In fact, I can smell very well. And I can smell my armpits. They don't smell. They have no odor. None. Zero. And I was tempted to go up and actually ask people randomly, hey man, do I smell? And but every person I talked to said, no, you don't smell. Or they said, or they'll say their nose was stuffed up. But the people I've talked to, no, man, you don't smell. And I said, it's not offensive, it's not revolting, it's not making you want to throw up. Because that was what John was trying to portray. Oh man, it's so bad, you want to throw up. So I went and I asked, I said, do I smell? They said no.
Well, are you going to pay him back for the battery still, or?
Well, see, normally when somebody gets me something, I pay them back. However, obviously, if somebody tries to kill my happy ass over $11 fucking and a gift certificate at that, I'm at the point where I don't think he needs the money. I think I need the money more than him, and I do actually, because I need to get across country. So I do need the money more than him.
You deserve the money. You deserve it, really, don't you?
Well, I do. Look at all the money I'm out, man. $2,000. And got absolutely nothing to show for it? Man, that sucks.
Mayor McCheese, folks.
All right, boys and girls.
we're on the turnpike, and we're heading south so that we can hook up with 285 West, I believe it's called. And when we hit 285 West, then we will be, heading west. And so it'll be glorious. It will be awesome. And I am looking for your donations in order to give me gas. You did this for Rev and Shanny when they were going from California or Colorado or wherever the fuck they were to Pennsylvania. You gave them gas money and helped them out. So I figure if you can do that for them, you can do it for me as well. So I am heading west. I am on my way. I am definitely on my way. I don't know how far half a tank will get me, but I'm definitely on my way. The only bitch is you got to go south before you can go west, and that really pisses me off. Okay, my bad. It wasn't 85, it was 276. All right, so we're now heading to we're on 270. I guess we're on 276 now, kind of, sort of.
See, this is the kind of stupid I'm talking about with Vaughn, right? He can articulate himself. He can, I mean, compared to John, his reading's way better. Like, he can actually read. His comprehension sometimes I question. But, you know, he is a motivated reasoner, so sometimes it's just, you know, anyways. But this is, he's like, I'm going to go somewhere, and no one's going to be able to find me, and you trolls won't know where I am. But let me make a series of videos documenting exactly where I'm going and where I am at all times. This is equivalent to, like, emo level, right? Where, and emo has an excuse because he was born of a narrow pussy, right? Vaughn is just an idiot, right? Emo will do the same thing. He'll be like, you guys won't get my number, but for those people that, you know, do like me, my number's, you know, 555, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is how fucking absolutely retarded. Sorry, using that word again. Shouldn't use that word. We're in 2025, folks. And it's an insult to people who are slow. So they're rubberheads. They're just idiots.
So we're heading west. And like I said, I'll find me some little tiny hamlet somewhere that isn't on the map. And, you know, I'll try and, you know, hunker down and get some gas. Hopefully somebody will give me some money for food and for gas. And I will be okay. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Really interesting last couple months you've had. So, like, we'd like to hear from you from the start, like where this began to make you want to leave Kentucky, if you know what I mean, like where it starts, how you came to the point wanting to leave.
All right,
then
well,
sort of take us through the whole process.
Okay, well, let's back up to the beginning then. I went to court to be my mother's guardian, officially. I was already her guardian unofficially, but I wanted to do it through the court system so it'd be nice and official, you know what I mean? And so I'm in court, and then all of a sudden, there comes a shirt-tail relative by the name of James Arnold Frost. He comes busting through the courtroom doors with this lawyer in tow that ironically served me before, which, by the way, is a conflict of interest. But anyway, they come busting through the door. We got a will, and you know, the judge is like, oh, okay, you got a will, and I'm like, judge, that can't be the real will. You know, now you understand, I'm the one that's living this, you know, not anybody else. I'm actually living it. And I said, judge, that ain't the right will. I mean, I've been her executor for years. That will cannot be correct, making him the executor. Well, he's got a will and you don't, so I have to go with that will. Now, see, I don't believe that for a second, because the judge has wide latitude when it comes to documentation. So I don't believe that. However, I'm going to go with it because that's what happened. So anyway, he's like, she did say in honesty, though, she said, you need to contest this will. She knew the will was fake, too. All right, so Frost comes in with a fake will or an old will or whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit. Still wasn't the correct will. But he comes in with an old will. Now, fast forward, I go back into court,
and the gods and goddesses of freedom religion said, hey, when you go into court, say this. And so when I got into the court, I said, hey, I want to see the wills that don't have James Arnold Frost as the executor. And the judge says, you know what? You're absolutely right. And so they went and grabbed a hold of all the wills. And guess what? The will that did not have his name came after his will, because his will was dated 2015. Mine's dated 2018. And so therefore, I was indeed the executor, just as I had claimed. Now, the thing that aggravates me, though, is that once we found out this tidbit of information, James never went to jail, which he should have. He should have went to jail for committing fraud, as well as a slew of other laws that he broke. But he did not. Now, the problem with this whole thing is that in the process of him being executor, he went into Mom's house under the quote renovation and stole some money out of her closet to the tune of $5 million. That was wrapped in wrapped in $100 bills, wrapped in mason jars. And he also stole Mom's jewelry. He also stole Mom's lawn equipment. Also stole all of Mom's guns out of her house, which, by the way, is an automatic felony in the state of Kentucky. Stole, let's see, all the under the auspices of, oh, I'm the executor, I can do what I want. Well, no, actually, executors cannot do what they want. They have to follow. The guidelines of the will. And the will said that everything got left to my kids, not to him. He was not to get nothing. But anyway, I digress. So we found the correct will that had me as executor. And apparently somebody wanted to throw a monkey wrench in it anyway. So what happened was I got Tim Davison on my property as one of my renters. He got a little plot and had him a little pull along, and so he's enjoying being on the property, and everything's going great. And then the next thing I know, his son Brian shows up out of the blue and says, hey, I can help you with the liens. The liens we're referring to is the liens that Todd Malacote purchased, and the liens that the next door neighbor across the street. He said, I can help you with that. I'll buy the middle property between you and Frost for $10,000, and then you can pay off your liens, get your liens all caught up. And I said, okay, that sounds like a plan to me. So that's what we did. Now understand that the only discussion past that was he come back another day and said, hey, how about giving me all of it? And I said, well, if you give me $200,000, I'll give you all of it. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. It dropped. Now, Tim Davison was there. He heard everything. But anyway, so that was the end of the discussion. Never thought no more about it. Now, the next thing I know, a little bit of time passed, but the next thing I know, the county attorney's calling me, Joe White, the county attorney's calling me, and he's saying, hey, Charity's here, and she's signing herself over as your power of attorney. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah. And she's signing everything over into her name. You're okay with that? And I said, well, not really, but I mean, if she's going to pay me for it, yeah, sure. And he's like, okay. And so he went on ahead and let her put everything in her name. Now, remember, this is with the understanding that I get paid for that property. Okay. And Joe heard me because I told it to him. That was the condition, that I get paid. Because I'm not going to turn over my property to just anybody. But apparently Joe did not hear that part and just turned it over to her lock, stock, and barrel without me getting paid a dime. Because I should have got paid the moment those papers were signed, and I did not. So anyway, moving right along. Time passes. Everything seemed to be mellow. But then there on the last, they became belligerent, started threatening me all hours of the day and night, every day, every night. Started threatening my dogs. There was a little bit of dirt got on their vehicle, their Corvette, brand new Corvette that they purchased. And they said, well, your dog did it. And so I went and checked my dog. I checked her paws. There was no dirt on my dog's paws at all. Went and checked their coon dog, and their coon dog did have dirt on his paws. You know, I don't need to be an ace detective to figure that shit out. Anyways, moving right along. So they became more and more belligerent, and then after that, what happened is that they started becoming rather unhinged. She comes pounding on my door, saying the window air conditioner I had was on fire, and I'm like, "What? On fire?" And she's like, "Yeah, man, it's on fire." And so I obviously it's not on fire. My house would be full of smoke, right? But I humored her, and I went outside and I looked at it. I said, "No, it's not on fire." And you know, she says, "But it's running, it's running." I said, "Yeah, it's supposed to. It's an air conditioner." But anyway, that was really, really bizarre. And Brian, her husband or boyfriend or fiance or significant other, comes running over to the house with a gun, saying that my outside dog, Bubby, is eating the insulation under the trailer and damaging the pipes. Now, obviously, if Bubby was smashing into the pipes and eating the insulation, I'd have a big ass pool of water under my trailer, you know, from where the pipes busted, right? No, it's not a drop of water. And I said, well, that's interesting that there's no water running out from under my trailer. So I went and I looked underneath there. There was no insulation being eaten, and dogs don't eat insulation, no way. But there was no pipes burst. There was no insulation damaged. So now you say, okay, well, how in the world did this happen? Well, I have a few theories how that happened. A certain individual who is adept at putting thoughts in people's minds decided it would be funny to mess with these people's heads and put those thoughts in their mind. Now, the result of which is that Brian, like I said, had a gun. He was trying to shoot my big dog. And John heard the gunshots on video. Fortunately, I just happened to be live with John, and John heard the gunshot, and I heard the gunshots. Like, holy shit, what is that? And I said, well, it sounded like a gun. And I was correct, of course. And so I go out there and to see what's going on. And he's your dog's destroying the trailer underneath. I said, no, he's not. And then I got to talking to him about the money. You know, I said, well, you know, when are y'all gonna pay me for these properties? And at that point, he got belligerent and said, I never said anything about paying. Well, I'm sorry, but he did. But he says he didn't. He can't remember because that memory was wiped. But anyway, and so he got belligerent, and at that point, he decided he would put a loaded gun at my face and say, I never said that. To which I recoiled, obviously, and went back in the trailer. And then after cooler heads prevailed, I came back out, and she's like, look, I will give you some money for all the stuff in the trailer, and then you can get on your road. And I said, well, it just so happens that I was talking to John live on the internet, and he asked me to come visit him. And so that's exactly what I'll do. And now at first I wanted John to come get me, but then I thought, wait a minute, if I do that, I can't take my computer with me. So, because I figured his car would be full of his stuff, you know. So I decided to just trek off on my own. And now I gave them about $20,000 worth of stuff in that trailer, to which they only give me $1,500. Now, luckily, though, I already had $500 in the bank, so I went to the bank, drew it out. And so I had $2,000. Now, the curious thing comes is that somehow on my way from Kentucky to New Jersey, I lost $1,500 or thereabouts. Now, how in the hell that happened? Well, that's anybody's guess.
All right, folks. So that gives you a pretty nice recapping of the weekend. Like I said, there's lots left on the cutting room floor if you want to sink your teeth in it further. But let's just take a look over at Von's channel. Yoink. There we go. All right. So, this is Mayor McCheese at Gisela James. even shared the last name, folks. Isn't that cute? So we got a few shorts, or a couple, complaining about gas prices. But we've seen some of these, and we've seen clips of them in the videos we just watched. So let's watch. We got this new one 2 hours ago, a mukbang on the road, folks. What a way to cap the night. So don't go anywhere. Let's watch this mukbang. If you wouldn't mind giving me a few likes on your way out when you do leave, folks, I would appreciate it. But let's... All
right, y'all.
Here we go.
Now check out this burger.
Here we go.
It's as big as a Whopper, almost. All right, well, today's Whopper, it's probably bigger than a Whopper. Big ass cheeseburger. Got it from 7-Eleven with my food stamps. Put 10 seconds on one side, 10 seconds on the other side in their microwave to warm it up, and we will consume it, and I'll let you know how well it tastes. But looks like it's going to be pretty.
So keep in mind, this isn't even fast food, folks. This is microwavable fast food. Even on the road, he's eating out of a microwave. Right? This is what it's... A 7-Eleven. He went to the fucking where they have the pre-made sandwiches and shit, and he's getting himself a fucking cheeseburger. He's a brave man, folks. I don't know if he checked the... I don't know. Can I see the expiry date on that? Well...
Pretty nice, if you ask me.
Was it something about keep refrigerated
Let's
on
see.
it?
I'll put you down for a minute. It's going to be dark. Get it opened up here. Let's get it opened up here. Oh wow, look at that, guys. That's a big piece of meat.
Oh,
my
yeah.
goodness.
That's great.
See if I can... No, I can't do that, can I? Shit, I can lay down to you. I should have put a little more time on it. But pretty good. All right. Not bad. The big ass. Bigger than today's Whopper. Probably cheaper than today's Whopper. Let me see how much I paid for it. I think I put the receipt in my pocket. Let's see.
Remember, folks, he's flat broke.
No, that was for my...
The guy can't remember. He's just spending money. Like, just not even keeping track. Just, here's the card. But, oh yeah, he said food stamps, to be fair. Food stamps gave that? I don't know much about food stamps. But it looks like a really sad, like, sausage McMuffin or something. Like, the cheese isn't even melted. Like, it's not even... Like, how hot is it? It's probably cold in the center. I don't know.
That was for gas. Let's see what... I don't think that's it either. Shit, where the hell is it? Yeah, they make that one sit right there, so that ain't it. Try this one. Thank you, and come back. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, it is product regular. Shit, that's not it either. Okay, hang on. I gotta put you down again. That ain't it either. I gotta get the receipt up. Let's get the receipt out. There it is. All right. Big ass cheeseburger, $4.79. So yes, it's cheaper than a Whopper, but it's bigger than a Whopper, and it tastes just fine. I mean, if you want to put your own stuff on it, you know, put your own stuff on it. Ketchup, mustard, whatever. But I mean, it's nice.
Oh my God, is Vaughn gonna start doing like Cobra rest stop hacks? Be crushing Doritos. Well, he doesn't have teeth, but you know, they'll be gum friendly toppings only, folks.
And so it's cheaper.
This is Mukbang ASMR, folks.
Not bad, huh, guys? Not bad at all. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna keep eating it too. So anyway, that does it. So this has been a mukbang by Vonhelton. You have a good day.
All right, folks. I think that pretty much sums it up. I think that's where we're at. Yeah, I think that's where we're pretty much at. So yeah, let's call it an evening, folks. Thanks for joining. Like I said, if you don't mind thumbsing it up, I would appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. Just thanks for being here. And I'm gonna give, this is a trigger warning for the next Weirdo Wonderland. I know a few of you will appreciate this. Be prepared. Bring your earplugs, or be prepared to yank your earpods. Possibly, you know, be prepared to mute. There's a Lulz cow back on the scene, and she'll probably make an appearance, a cameo of some sort, on my next Weirdo Wonderland. So I'm warning you now. It's inevitable. It's like, you know, it's like Thanos. It's going to happen. So anyways, folks, thanks. Have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.